Today we're going to have a look at these. These are the Campus Oil Pastels, one of the more unusual and not probably quite so sought after oil pastel sets. Don't get confused. So these are the Campus Oil Pastels. I've got the 48 set here. Now first off, the box. Very, very thin cardboard. You wouldn't want to keep your oil pastels in this. You would need to transfer them to somewhere else. Now these oil pastels are by Raphael. I assume that means made by Raphael, and I believe, rightly or wrongly, that Raphael are part of the Talons group and part of Van Gogh. So they're called Campus, but what you will know, if you've seen them, is that on Amazon UK, they only have the 12 set, and it's very irregular as well, and they call them Sennelier. Well, they are not Sennelier. Not by any means, and I'll show you that in a minute. The only thing you have that would represent Sennelier in any way is that these do look kind of reminiscent of the old style Sennelier oil pastels. So that is the only thing I would say. They have this Pastel à l'huile, or whatever, how you pronounce that, I don't know, it's French. And that kind of reminds you of the Sennelier oil pastels. Now what does it say on this box? It says all the normal things like soft and easy to apply, bright intense colours, numerous application techniques, all the same things that every single other oil pastel will say on it, regardless of whether they do it or not. And they say they're made in Mauritius. Well, that's new to me. I've never come across one that's made in Mauritius. I'm sure there are. And it says www.raphael. Yeah, that box is pretty disappointing, and inside you get just a piece of cardboard covering the pastels and nothing else. So let's have a look at the pastels. In the UK, generally we can only find the 12 set. I haven't looked at the USA. But these come from Spain, from a company called Hartum, and I believe they are part of the Craftelier group. Now, the colour selection, for me, for a 48 set only, is not too bad. I mean, I do love all these colours here, all the way through here. The blues, one of them could be a little bit lighter perhaps, but there's a couple of other blues here, and you could mix it with a white if that's what you needed to do. But you've got some dark colours, some earth tone colours, lots of them, and a good selection. And there's a decent selection of skin tone colours, and not a bad selection of yellows, it has to be said. Yeah, not too bad on the whole. Is there anything on the pastels to tell you what they're all about? No, there is nothing. It just says Campus Oil Pastel. There's no colour name, there's no number, there's nothing. And there's no colour names or numbers on the packaging either. So that's not good. But they are not that cheap. They are fairly expensive for what they are. And if they don't give you any details, well, how are you meant to treat that? That's for you to find out, really. But I'm going to do a blending test like I normally do, and we'll see how these blend. So I'm going to choose a couple of colours. We'll go to the dark blue. Ooh, very scratchy. I don't know if you can see them, there's lots of crumbs coming off. Very scratchy indeed. Not very nice. So use this green. Yeah, scratchy again. Not the worst, not the best. Let's use this purple. It's a funny old selection of colours, isn't it? Oh, that one's... Oh, that's dreadful. That one feels as if it's just scratching into the... Oh, that's nasty. Really, really hard. Them ones were slightly softer. They do look as if just by laying them on this paper, they're already pilling. So I'm going to see if I can layer on top of this blue. No, it's just sliding over the top of it. Pretty dreadful. That purple didn't go over the top of that at all. Let's have a blend. You can see already you've got pilling going on. Oh my word. Ooh, I need to zoom you in to see this. Right, as you can see here, there's blotches. What I am doing is blending as I normally would, just softly, and you can see that the colour is actually just being removed. It's coming onto the cotton bud, and it's just leaving sticky residue behind. It's not blending one little bit. There's hardly any pigment to these. Do they blend in? Oh, they don't even blend to each other. Look at that. Wow, that is dreadful. Let's get a bit more light on the subject. Look at that there. That is dreadful. I've never known such a bad oil pastel. The green is literally just pilling up, and there's crumbs being produced everywhere. It's like the cotton bud's just sliding over the top of it and scraping all the colour off. There's no blend, there's no texture, there's nothing here that I can say that is good. Absolutely nothing. For what it is worth, let's try this. For the pilling. Oh my word. Look. It's just pulling it off. Oh my word. What does that remind me of? Not sure. It reminds me of the little wax candles that you use for birthday cakes. With the feel of them. But this texture, it's like they've dried out. But I can't see that they have, because if you look at this, there's no white residue around these. I mean, I have these old oil pastels over here, don't I? These Mungyo ones. And look at them. Look how dreadful they are. And they will flake, but they will blend at the same time. They feel a lot softer. And look, they're not pilling either. So I don't quite know what's wrong with these. I had not an argument, but a disagreement with the company that sold me these, which is Hartum, which is part of Craft Delier. And they sold them to me from Spain. I'm assuming they've been stored wrong. And I would like Campus, Raphael, Talons, Van Gogh, whoever makes these, to get in touch with me. Send me some more of these oil pastels, and if proven wrong, I will correct the record. But as it stands, these are, you couldn't even call these oil pastels. They are that bad. But I had this to do with Hartum. I said to them and showed them exactly what I've just shown you. And they tried to sell them to me at a 50% discount. Well, I said no, I'll send them back. Why would I want to keep something that just doesn't work? So they got quite shirty with me and told me that they were sure I could use them for something. However, on this occasion, they'd let me have them and refund my money, which was quite right. I was quite prepared to send them back, though, because they are terrible. And the customer service left a lot to be desired, especially with the attitude that I got. However, I will say, as a company, they sell a lot of good stuff, and at relatively good prices as well. So I don't want to say anything too detrimental, but at this particular moment in time, with regards to these, it was dreadful. They're probably just as dreadful as what these oil pastels are. They are terrible. I would not give them to my 2-year-old grandson. Well, there we go. I don't know what you got out of that. I got that I really wish I hadn't even bothered. They are not good oil pastels. They are far worse than the Faber-Castell oil pastels that we all know are pretty bad. Which is a shame because Faber-Castell are a great company. But these are dreadful. And if FAL, Talons, whoever are watching, please by all means get in touch. Send me another packet. And if you can prove me wrong that these have only been stored wrongly and that your pastels are good, I would be more than happy to tell everybody that. But as it stands, I can't tell them one single good thing about these. These are dreadful. Do not waste your money. And if you already have them, well, I feel sorry for you. But yeah, I won't lie to you. They are the worst things I've ever used. They feel like them little candles that you put on birthday cakes when you try to draw with them. And that's such a shame because I had sought these out and the only place I could find them was Spain. And, you know, as regards advertisements Senilier as well, that's pretty dreadful, but that's probably down to the seller on site. And I am very sad to report this. But I have to take them all as I find them. And that's how I found these. So anyway, have a nice Easter weekend, and whomever, wherever you are, please have a great day, great week, and a great year. And I will catch you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.